Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. What's up with you?
Girl. Oh, you'll be very proud of me and Danielle. We went to the gym today.
Yes, I love a gym.
Yes, we're officially turning into gym girlies. But so yeah, that was accomplishment. I really need to give myself a pat on the back for that.
Yeah, what did you do at the gym? Tell us.
So I did some of like my PT exercises because I'm just getting back into it. So I want to like strengthen my knees and like do little stuff. And then I did some like squats with my weights. I got to do my little booty stuff. And I did like my fire hydrants, and I did 10 minutes on the bike. That's usually how I would end my physical therapy session. So I did that at the end, and yeah, just like a lot of different little exercises in Danielle's gym.
Oh, Danielle's gym.
Yep. We were like, all right, let's do it. It's the first time we're working out in here.
Absolutely. I'm happy you went to the gym. You probably feel good. Do you feel good? Are you sore?
I feel good. I was trying to take it easy because that's usually where I'm like, I don't like to be sore. Like some people like being sore. I just don't like being sore. So I'm trying to, slowly get myself. And if I'm a little sore, that's okay. But like if I'm sore where it's like I can barely walk, it's just like, okay, I'm not going to be exercising. So yeah, I feel good. Feel like I've just been working, and I've been super tired. I like keep on forgetting we are in an eclipse window, and there's lots of stuff happening in the background. A lot of like transformation, and it's so cool. Like a lot of people are having like new beginnings, and like Courtney, who's moving to New York, which I'm so excited about.
I'm so excited for her.
I know. I'm like, how do you feel? You're about to have your bestie living down the street, walking distance.
I mean, obviously, I'm so excited, and like, she's gonna be hopefully in walking distance. And
she is. She got approved for her apartment.
Oh, I didn't know
she told me yesterday.
Okay, I talked to her yesterday. She didn't tell me she was approved yet.
It was late.
Oh, it was late. Okay.
It was like 6.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's amazing. She's gonna have 2 floors like I do. She's gonna like,
Oh my god, it was so cute. Yes,
it's super cute, and like we'll be able to walk to each other. We're literally like 10-minute walk from each other. We're in the same neighborhood, so I mean, it's obviously. I mean, literally, I told her like she moves here on a Tuesday. I was like, okay, on Wednesday, let's do a celebration dinner. Like, it's like we'll start hanging out already.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Her life is gonna change immediately, and so I'm just so excited for her. But yeah, it was fun hosting her too. I'm just a little bit about how I've been.
Yeah, how have you been?
Good.
I know, we haven't been talking like all weekend.
I know, because literally, Samantha, this has been I would say Thursday on has been actually not Thursday. Last week to now has been one of the like busiest weeks of my life, and like in socialness, but also in like work. Like socially, it's like on Monday I went to that fucking thing with Amani, right? And it was out till late at night. Then it was a break, and then on Tuesday Courtney came. Tuesday we went out to the play and to dinner with Grace, and then I had Courtney until Friday. And then it was on Thursday. It was when I started doing those interviews. So I've been working working during the day and then doing the interviews from 4 to 8 since Thursday. Like I got out of an interview today at 7:30 and then immediately jumped on this podcast. So it's like, it's just been busy. So it's like, I feel like the free time I have, I don't want to talk to anyone because I feel like I'm either working or I'm either interviewing people, which is talking and small talking. And then I was like, I was hosting someone. Not that you have to do much energy for Courtney, but it was just that I needed. At that point, I was like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to chill. Yes. And then I had 2 social plans, and I was just like, yeah, I need to chill. So it's like, I called you back, and you had gotten a text saying I'll call you back, and you didn't call me back. So
what? I don't even remember that.
literally,
I don't even remember the last time we were like playing phone tag.
We literally were playing phone tag earlier this week.
I usually try to like leave you alone on the weekends because I know that you're like probably booed up with Julia.
Girl, Buddha. So on Friday was the last time, because on Friday I called you at 11, and at 11:25, and at 11:27 you said call you in a sec, and then I didn't get anything after that.
Oh, well.
But I'm not booed up on the weekends. On the weekends, I'm just literally like in a bubble. But I feel like during the week, of course, I'm game to talk to you anytime. But it's just that it's been especially busy, and this week I have more interviews, but hopefully they'll die down next week.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I know you're busy. Okay, I'm not taking it personally.
But I think you should come down the first weekend that Courtney moves in.
That's like in a couple weeks. I don't know if I can do that. But I will be coming soon. I mean, I have like confirmed plans to be there in May. So, excuse me.
Oh, I know that, because you have to see
Cowboy Carter. Can you believe it? It's like 2 months away. They are rehearsing, honey.
So anyway, it's just been crazy, but regardless, I am happy, I'm good, and March Madness has begun, so I've been watching all the women's basketball games, which has made me really happy, and so, yeah, and we're good to go. So, Yay. Are you ready? Let's get to it! Melo's really like...
Mellow, oh my god.
Mellow, it's okay. Let's get to it. Who's on trial? I guess we can start, well, do you want to ask me or I ask you?
You asked me. Well, I'm going to ask you because I kind of forget what we're talking about. Okay, Alexis, who's on trial this week?
Let's talk about Severance.
Oh, yes. We got to talk about Severance. So, yes, please, spoilers from this point on. We're going to really get into the things. Severance had their finale on Friday for season 2. So
perfect. Season 2, and yes, it was amazing. I loved it. I literally turned to Julia when it was done, and I was clapping, and I was like, there are very few finales where I'm like, you nailed it. I feel like The Sopranos was one where I was like, perfect. This was another one where I was like, absolute perfection of a finale, because it gave you enough that you felt satisfied, but it left you with the cliffhanger that you were like, oh my god, the possibilities.
Right. Yeah.
And it wasn't like just one possibility. I feel like there's a possibility for like the universe that it lives in, for like each character. I loved it. What were your initial thoughts before we get into it?
So I mean, I thought it was really good too. I will say, like, I was in the episode, so it was like when Gemma was like, "Come on!" Like, I was like, "Mark, go!" Like, what the fuck? Like, I was a little bit mad that he didn't go, but I guess like he is not Mark.
He's not Outie Mark.
He's not Outie Mark,
and he did the best thing, right? I feel like, well, spoilers, but it's like basically. It starts off at the episode where like Any Mark and Outie Mark begin talking to each other via the camcorder. I thought that was brilliant. Like in the lighting really cool. too, where it was like blue and then red every time they switched. And I was so happy that they didn't make Any Mark so like where it's just like where he was just like, of course I'll go with your plan. I loved that he was like pushing back, and I just didn't. That was just not on my bingo card for like your internal self to be at war, like where it's like you're Outie.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Right, and I was so intrigued by that, and then so basically the Outie Mark was trying to ask Any Mark to do the plan of going and rescuing Gemma from the testing floor and basically leaving the building with her at Lumen. However, we all know leaving the building is pretty much ending Any Mark's life, because damn sure Outie Mark is not going to go back into fucking Lumen, All
right. And he said that he's going to like try to integrate him, but
and so that was all sinister to me. Did you like believe it at all? Like when Outie Mark was describing it to Any Mark, I was like, I don't believe he would care at all about Any Mark once he gets his wife.
I agree. I was like, I could see that how this would like not actually happen, like once he's just back himself, like He's just like, what do I have to do this
Once you
for?
just stole your wife from the fucking testing floor, you think you're gonna go back to work, like, you know, and go back to that fucking severance thing? They would probably like,
Right.
no. And so
Yeah.
I was loving that. And then obviously the biggest part is like, you know, I felt like Mark did the best thing. He saved Gemma, but he also then
Mm-hmm.
stayed with Hailey. And it's funny because I was telling Julia the whole time, like, I hope this doesn't end with like him and Gemma leaving the building together, because I'm not invested in their love story right now. Like, I'm very, and I feel like we've gotten for 2 seasons Hailey and Mark Innie like love story, that I'm
Mm-hmm.
more invested in them two being together, and they're more interesting to me
I
than
guess
Gemma and him.
I was just like, I was liking that Helly was like being realistic, and it's just like, my Audi is, you
Helena
know,
Egan, yeah.
yes, she runs the shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, at any moment she could just turn her off and be like, you know, bitch, you're gone. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, I like that she was supporting Mark in his,
Yeah,
you know, I like
absolutely.
that it was like, you know, go, whatever. So that was what I'm like, at least I wish she would have told him to go.
She did though in the beginning when
I know
they.
in the beginning, but then she was standing at the end of the
But it's like, how
hall.
many times are you gonna expect somebody to convince them to like your love of
If
your
she would,
life to leave? Like, she said
I
it
know,
once.
but I just feel like the reality of the situation is that her Audi has more control, and that was just like, well, I was
It's
just
an
like,
interesting thing though, because I actually think the way that the episode ended, I actually think the
right,
Innie has more control now, because think about it. And we can get into our projections for season 3, but we discovered there's a whole new department. I think it's something in merriment. It's that fucking
oh
marching
yeah,
band. There was about 50, 60 of them. We know there's other departments with the goats and then the MDR. And no, MDR is what they are. It's the people that no, it was the people that Bert was involved with. That there's that department. Basically, what I'm saying is the Innies definitely outnumber right now the unsevered people on the severed floor, and I feel like the way it was like I don't know if you saw that scene where it was like Milchek finally pushed down the vending machine. He's standing on top of it, and there's like the whole marching band is looking at him and Dylan like, you're not gonna fucking move, you know?
mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I can see a world now where it's like season 3 is that like the Innie, no one ever leaves that fucking building. Like, basically the Innies fucking turn this fucking place into their world, you know? Like, they start to run that shit. And I say that to say, I feel like Helena Egan right now doesn't have that much power, because if fucking Helly never leaves the building, bitch, Helena Egan, or never leaves that, you know, gets into that elevator, Helena Egan's not showing up, you know, like, and so I feel like the Innies right now, they were running off into the distance. Obviously, we know they're doomed at some point, but I feel like I could see a season 3 where it's mostly the Innies, because the Innies never leave the fucking elevator. I mean, they never leave the floor, and they're negotiating with Lumen of just like, we want a full life, we want these things, we want to, and I can see it be where it's like Gemma and Irving meet on the outside and try to like go after
Mm-hmm.
Lumen, while Mark is in his Innie mindset, and him and Helly are living life on the seventh floor, and they're not coming out until they get some type of like, you know, justice for the Innies, that like because they set that line which was like, they give us a half of life and expect us to not fight for it. And I feel like that was like, oh shit, they're about to fight for their fucking life in season 3.
Which is just so, I guess I just like, I get it, it's human nature to like, you know, want to live. I guess I just am like, you're at Lumen, like, I'm just like,
But that's
you're,
all you know.
I know, but it's just like, but you know that there's an outside world. Like, I guess it's just like,
Yeah.
why are they so pressed to stay alive just to?
Part of me thinks they don't trust the outside world, right? Because they know that like for example, Mark completely messed up Helly's real name and showed that like he can't be trusted and he
I
has
know,
no
that was
interest.
so sad.
Helena Egan is a bad person. I'm curious if they even trust the outside world and think it's that great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
I know,
wonder
but
if
the
they're just,
inside world is just so
but they realize they have
drab.
the numbers now. Like, you know,
I
I feel like there has
know.
been an awakening. You know, there's been a
I agree. I do
radicalization.
think I think that that's where this next season's going. And I
Mhm.
do think that this show is like about, people that work. like people
Absolutely.
like us that are like, because every, like, the question is like, would you like, would you do the severance? Like, would you sever yourself? And it's just like, no, bitch, we go to work too. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, we do give so much of our time to these companies and stuff, and it's just like, it's interesting. It'll be like an interesting timing. I wonder where we will be at as a society fighting back. But I guess I get the symbolism, but like, I don't know. Like, I guess like it's like you're fighting to stay at work, and I know that you don't think, like, you don't have an experience outside, but it's just
I would
like,
say it's deeper than that. It's not staying at work, it's fighting to exist. Because it's like I feel like for me, the decision to not step out into the stairwell was not a decision of I want to be with Helly and I love her. It was partially that, but I think the majority of that was like I want to exist and I want to have agency over myself as an, like, you know, this again, any Mark is in its own consciousness.
yes,
So
I
as his
know that.
personhood, he's like, I want to have agency and
Yes,
make a
that makes
choice for
sense.
myself. And so I don't think it was I want to stay at work. It was I want to stay alive and I'm making that choice by myself rather than how it usually is where Audi Mark makes my decisions. And so I
Yeah.
feel like it's deeper than that, you know?
I mean, it is, but I get it, but I don't
And
know.
it's not work to them. At this point, this is where they exist. It's like they exist. This is
I
their
know, but
world,
that
literally. I want to live in
sucks.
this world. It
Do
sucks,
they
but
want to? Like, I'm like, do
he
you?
made the choice not to step out in there. So yeah.
I almost think that they might be, I don't know, like trying to like become the Audi too. Like, like they might be trying to get out.
I don't know. I don't think Mark has any respect for his Audi Mark. And I know Helly doesn't.
I'm not saying about that. I'm just saying like replacing the outer,
Oh, I agree.
you know?
I think next season will all be about the innie and the outies
Yeah,
at
at war.
tension with each other, which I think
Yeah.
is such an interesting twist because
It
I would have
is.
thought of it as being like,
It is. Oops,
you
I'm
know,
sorry,
it's the more interesting way to go because I feel like
it definitely is. It's
it.
definitely more interesting. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
would have been like, okay, like, the problem solved. Like, okay,
Right
what?
now they take down Lumen, Gemma, and Audi Mark, and they're both alive. You know, that's not
Yeah,
interesting.
right. So it's like, oh shit, like, what the hell is about to happen?
And like
But
Milchek is out fucking numbered. Like I just think it's gonna be
and Milchek
interesting.
is like definitely,
He's
he's like on the
breaking.
fence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on the fence.
He's
Oh my
breaking.
god. But yeah, I don't know. I can accept that it was like, that's what was supposed to happen. Like, that is a good, season
Oh,
2.
absolutely.
It says it's done by the 5th season production or something. So I'm like, I wonder if they're like planning to have 5 seasons. But
I know that they said, I feel like I read somewhere that season 3 is filmed and it will be out in 2025.
what?
Well, it was, remember, 3 years of like
I
a break. And so,
know.
but I'm pretty sure Ben Stiller said season 3 will be out in 2025. It's just like probably in like the fall. But it's like, we're not going to have to wait.
Okay. I will love to hear that news. I did see um I forget Marx's main character. I mean his real name. He was
Adam
like,
Scott, I think.
yeah, he was like, it definitely won't be 3 years, but
I mean, it's a phenomenal show. One thing I'll say about Severance is I love a show where I'm like, I've never seen anything like it. And visually, it's so interesting the way they film it and just like the colors and like
yes.
the way people dress and it's just the way they act. And so I'm just like, this show, when it is over, will be probably one of my top 3 all-time favorite shows. And this show right now is my favorite show. I am like, that's new that I'm watching.
Yeah, I definitely was like, yep, it's like probably the best thing on TV. Like, you know, it's like one of the ones that's just like, it's like the best thing that's out right now.
So. And I think that Tremel Tillman, who Mr. Milchek, will receive a lot of Emmys. I mean, I think it's a pretty well. It's like a consensus. He will, and also Hailey to me deserves all the fucking things. There was the episode where they go to the Woe's Hollow episode where they're in the wilderness.
I love that episode.
I feel like she acted her fucking ass off in that, because there's one moment where she's literally looking at Irving, and it's like 3 different facial expressions, no words, and you can just see it go from like darkness to like trying to be Hailey to dark again, and I'm like, oh, she deserves a fucking award.
Yeah, she definitely that episode was definitely like, whoa, like you are giving 2 people in the same body. Yeah, no, I definitely know that moment where her face got like it was just like you just saw the switch in her eyes.
It was like, damn.
It was like, oh my god, you hate this guy.
Yes,
he is figuring you out.
And so I think both of them are gonna run away with it. I do.
Yeah, and you are right though. Like, him getting Hailey's name wrong was so disrespectful.
Once he did it, I was like, don't trust him. I literally was yelling at the TV, like, do not trust this guy. He has no interest in saving your life. He just wants his wife, and he's saying what he needs to say, and he fucked it up.
You're so right. You are so right, Alexis, because I just think about like just Audi Mark the whole time he's just always been like very. I mean, the way he even got involved with Lumen in the first place, I feel like was like kind of selfish. You know? I also was gonna say there was something that I was thinking. So like I remember talking to Courtney about like what they've been trying to do with, you know, like why did they take Gemma? Like, was it because like or like did she go there because she like wanted to have a baby and couldn't have a baby? Because they always talk about like the birthing center, and it just made me be like, okay, how did Gemma get there, and what was like the purpose of her, I guess, at Lumen? But I had a realization during watching the episode, and it was like, oh, like she's not there to have a baby. But I kind of forget.
That was a good theory.
Yeah, I kind of forget what my resolution was. But
I think in season 3 it will be much more Gemma as the protagonist or the antagonist, whatever, the person driving the show. And because I do think she will obviously make contact with Gemma, and like, you know, we'll get more of her. And I think part of we will get an episode where it gives us what happened when she left the house and never came back. I have had theories about like, I wonder if because you know how like the clinic she was at was a Lumen ran clinic for like fertility for her.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that, but Dr. Mauer, like in the episode, it had like the water drop on the top of the paperwork she was filling out, and also Dr. Mauer is seen like walking into the office, like around, in the background. So I say that to say, I wonder if like they, you know, they have been following her. They, you know, once she walked out of the house or something, they were like, hey, like we can help you, like, you know, have a baby. You need to stay at this facility, and we can, you know, a Lumen ran facility, and we can help you. And then she gets kidnapped in that situation. I do think though it has something to do with Dr. Mauer and fertility. I do think they probably promised her treatment to have a baby.
Desperate, you know, at that point.
Or even it would be interesting if it's something we don't even know about, where it's like she had an appointment at the clinic that night. She didn't tell Mark because she, you know, she didn't want him to know about something, and then they kidnap her, you know?
Yeah, that's what I definitely think. Like she like signed up for some trial stuff, like out of desperation for like wanting a baby. But yeah,
and I want Ragabi's backstory too, because
I'm that like, again?
She's the black lady who is helping him reintegrate, and because she said like the only way she knows how to reintegrate is because she helped with the implantation of the chip, she said in the first season. And so I'm like, I want to get Ragabi's backstory. Like, how did she come to work for Lumen? How did she come to then be like, I don't want to do this anymore, I actually want to take it down there?
Right.
That's why I think we're getting at least 2 more. I mean, I know we're getting a season 3, but I think we're at least getting a season 4 too, because there's so many people we need. And Rickon, I think Rickon again? Devon's husband.
Oh yeah.
I think Rickon is up to no good.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Why?
I mean, the fact that, you know, he has the UUR, that book, it made it to the severed floor, and then all of a sudden Natalie's asking him to rewrite it in the image of, like, basically trying to, like, convince Innies that, like, this is what you should do and be the status quo and follow the system. And part of me thinks that he knows that's fucked up to do that, but he's getting money for it. I think there's going to be something there. Like, Natalie was at the house, the black girl who speaks through the board. And so I'm just like, I think Rickon's up to no good.
Yeah.
I do.
And he's like, he's been away from his wife for a while. Like, the wife's been, like, out, like, trying to, like,
and the birthing center. Why did Rickon recommend the birthing center where Lumen people have babies?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to watch it again, honestly, because sometimes I feel like I miss little details. Yeah, like that.
And so I just feel like Rickon's up. So I'm just like, there's so many people that I think.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get 5 seasons. Like, it's the 5th season production, so I feel like that is a recipe. You know, like Insecure. I'm pretty sure it was 5 seasons. Like, I think that's might be what we're gonna get. I was going to ask one other thing, or say just like another thing I think we'll get next season is more of Miss Cobell and just like how she was like, you know, I'm like, it's like, what is her goal right now? You know,
I just think it's revenge. I think she's so
just on who though?
Lumen, because I think she's pissed that she's not the manager of the severed floor anymore, and that they're like pushing her out, and they're after her now, right? And so I feel like she just wants to take them down. But I'm curious. I don't trust her all the way yet, though.
Hell no.
And I hope, and I'm glad that Innie Mark was also cautious, because remember when she was like, let me talk to him, and then she talks to him and she's like, you'll never be together. I'm just like, I feel like that's true, but also it's just like she was being dramatic in a way where I was like, I don't know if I trust her. And so I just think season 3 is going to be fantastic.
And it's also like, you know, I mean, obviously they're about to go on super lockdown, but I just feel like, you know, it's like, it's not like Innie Mark. It's like he could still go outside, you know, like he didn't run away, and like that was like the last chance ever that they're gonna get to like him to like go back out or whatever. So it's just like now he just has leverage. You know, he has like leverage to get what he wants.
Absolutely. And now Drummond is dead, and I don't know. It's just, and I want to learn more about the testing floor. Like, we had that one episode with Gemma where they show us the testing floor, but she's clearly not the only one down there. And so I would like to know, I want to know why Irving paints the testing floor elevator. Like, he's clearly been down there, or like, I don't know. There's so much more. I know
there's so much
more. And so I'm so excited, but I think it's fantastic.
It's crazy how like it's like a maze.
It really is.
It's like a maze.
I wouldn't want to even be like near that show, because I feel like the level of detail oriented you have to be. Like that, where it's just like, well, we can't. This has to match up with this timeline and this sequence, and then it's just, I can't. No, I can't. Like, that's just too fucking much.
I know. Ben Stiller. Like, who knew? I didn't know he was
fantastic.
I didn't know. But he had that in him.
Let's move on. Who else is on trial?
Oh yes, we wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber have been in the press a little bit more in the TikToks. They've been
absolutely
a person of discourse. So basically, I was telling Alexis that like there's been this 7-part series on YouTube that basically talk about like every instance where Hailey Bieber has like copied
or been
Selena
just
Gomez.
triggered.
Yes, like trigger, and like just also like what her like, you know, we all know that she was a really big Justin Bieber fan, and like there's this girl that was like, she used to run the Justin Bieber like fan page back in the day, and like she was like talking to Hailey, like, you know, like Hailey would be like, yes, and she would be like, you know, like what hotel is he gonna be at, like blah blah blah.
Interesting.
And so she would like go to the hotel and whatever, and then, you know, she became friends with Kylie and them, and like even from then it was like she was determined. But it has dealt with a lot of like, you know, disrespect of
yes,
like,
absolutely.
you know, like he really wants to be with Selena, it seems like.
Ugh.
But so yeah, so then like they go through all of these different examples of where like she'll like post a picture, Selena Gomez will post a picture, and then Hailey Bieber will come out with like a similar picture, like the same pose, like, and it's like it's so many examples of this, and it's like it has the dates, like it's like she did this one this week, and the next one was like next week or a couple days or whatever. And then what else was like weird? Oh yeah, like they had like, oh my god, this was really weird. They had a cooking show. Well, Selena Gomez has like her cooking show, whatever.
She does, yeah.
And then Hailey Bieber made a cooking show, and it literally started the exact same. Like she had her grandma like say something, like she was like, hey, like, you know, grandma, like say whatever, like word for word almost. She has Hailey Bieber as her grandma saying whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just curious, and I know you like you're like a pop girly, so you have like a little bit of background of Selena and
just my impression.
Bieber.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about that?
I think that she's absolutely was like a fan who also had like the unique perspective and privilege of being like from a wealthy family empire where she could absolutely have access to Justin Bieber. Like I feel like there's many super fans, you know, who love him and will never meet him or go to his concerts, right? And that's all they do is go to the concerts. But it's like she's actually a fan who can like, she's like a celebrity's kid where it's like Blue Ivy can love Olivia Rodrigo and then actually meet Olivia Rodrigo. And it's like
and get
Hailey,
introduced
and possibly get numbers exchanged. Hailey Bieber's in that same situation. So I feel like she has an interesting position, and so I think she's absolutely head over heels. Like I think that she is the rare person who's like ended up with like their dream crush from like, you know, from the time they were little, like their biggest crush, like she actually ended up with them. And I think he, on the other hand,
that's a trip to her. I'm
yes,
sure.
this is a trip, and this is because of that, I think she ends up doing a lot of things she would normally not do if she was with someone else, and putting up with a lot of things she probably wouldn't put up with if it was someone else.
All of this is alleged.
All of this is alleged, in my personal opinion.
Yes, we don't know.
I think that Justin, I think truly, I don't know what Selena Gomez put on that man, but I feel like he was madly in love. I feel like there's so many clips. There's a clip the other day I watched where like she was like maybe hosting or something or an award show. He had just won an award. He came over to her. She was like, they were like giggling, and she was like, all right, back to you, so-and-so. And he's like grabbed her and kissed her on the cheek, and she was like, babe, stop. And it was just like, he was madly in love with this girl. Yes, it was also puppy love, but he in love. He loved her. It was his first love. I think he never really got over that. And possibly maybe you never do, because it's your first love. And like they had they were together for a while. They had such a public relationship. They were also like young people being able to
exist as grown.
Exactly. They could go on trips, go on yachts, and be 18, 19. So I'm sure it's a different level of intensity. And I'm sure they planned a future. And I think that he probably thought they were going to eventually get back together. Like, you know, like maybe later down the road. He then sees her go on a string of relationships, right? She's dating The Weeknd. She dates so many different people.
That's crazy.
And I think he was tripping out during all that time. I think Hailey to him was just kind kind of like someone he probably loves and likes, but was kind of a placeholder for when he was going to get back
she
with
was
Selena.
just like there.
Yeah, and someone who was in love with him. You know, he got somebody who was pretty and absolutely in love with him. And I feel like now it sucks because I'm sorry. Anyone, I mean, the proof is in the fucking pudding. He called her or 23 times, was it? Or texted 23 times when which one was it? Call or
on their
text?
wedding. I think he called her
23 times on the wedding day. I mean, that to me clearly seems like a crash out or like some type of like crisis, you know, where it's like, oh my God, what am I doing? You
his
know,
wedding day.
And I feel like
He's
that
like,
to me is telling.
Asking if there's any opportunity or
yes,
he's gonna leave.
You're doing the last drive-by, okay?
Yes, if she answers this phone, I will leave her.
And
oh my God, these kids are so young. I'm like looking at pictures of Justin Bieber and Selena
They
Gomez.
were young.
They
and
are
so I just
so
think
young.
that like it's just really sad because
my
if
God.
I was Hailey, I would not be happy with this, but I feel like she's probably not thinking straight because she's with her dream guy. And I'm not saying that in the sense of like people aren't with their dream guys, but it's like she's with her celebrity childhood crush. You know what I'm saying? She's not thinking straight. He probably told her I didn't call her, she's lying, and she believes it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, she's
love is blinding for her.
Did you know that they were like Justin Bieber was 16 and Selena Gomez was like 18?
I did know there was a difference, and I remember actually when they were together that being a conversation. But it just didn't get that much heat because she was the woman that was older. But I remember that being a story.
And I wonder when they got together. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm like looking at their picture like on the yacht. It's like 16-year-old Justin Bieber and 18-year-olds. And it's just I definitely think that it is not healthy, like the amount of research and like I'm sure she's probably seen every picture of Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez together, like like the comparison, the whatever, and it's just like, oh my God, like you are literally doing allegedly like exactly what she's doing, and it's just kind of like, wow,
and I'm sure
she's like an unhealthy,
and I'm sure that her self-esteem has been at the expense of Selena Gomez just existing, because that your husband, you probably don't feel all the way secure that your husband has completely moved on from it,
and weren't they like being weren't like Hailey Bieber and like Kylie Jenner like being like
mean,
that is so interesting.
I mean, I just think this girl, it's just sad because it's a classic case of like, this girl the wife is triggered by the ex to the point where she probably, Selena Gomez is everywhere right now. She just dropped a new album with her husband. With her fiance. She's engaged. She's planning a wedding. She probably hears about Selena Gomez on the daily right now. And, the whole line of, like, he called you 23 times. And, like, it's clear, like, she probably, I would expect she goes to therapy for this. Because it's just, like.
I hope so.
I mean, it's clear that this has affected her self-esteem or self-worth to the point where she's acting out,
Yeah. It's just so funny. Like, I literally just be thinking of them like these crazy kids, like even though Selena Gomez is the same age as me, I just do not see her like, and I know she is on top of the world, and it is like kind of crazy to me because I don't know,
what do you think Hailey Bieber thinks? Like, what do you think she thinks hearing that lyric of like, you called me 23 times on your wedding day? What do you
that was a lyric?
Yes, that was that. I mean, it wasn't explicitly that, but it was like that message was in one of her lyrics. What do you think she thinks about like how Hailey Bieber receives that?
It has to hurt so bad. It has to like really hurt her self-esteem. Like, I don't know. Like, and it's sad because I'm sure she probably can't bring it up to Justin that much, or like if
Why
she
do you
does,
say that?
I'm just like, that would be so annoying. Like, you know, like you have to like seem secure sometimes, you know.
You said
and
she can't bring it up. Why would she do it? Like, why can't she bring it up?
I mean, you don't want to bring that up every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you want to like
seem cool,
seem confident,
and
yes,
secure. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
And so it's just like, I'm sure that like that sucks. And I mean, I don't know. I definitely feel like this also, because this has really been in the news. Like, that's why I keep on saying allegedly, because she has like been thinking about taking like legal action about
Against who?
I guess the people that did the 7-part series. Like,
okay, this is all alleged. Yes, but
yes.
I'm also just like, how insecure do you have to be? Like, you are a celebrity. Like, I just feel like the day of like these celebrities coming after common people just gossiping is just so weird to me, because I'm like, you gossip all the time. Like, I'm sure you get with your friends and y'all, I mean, y'all were literally on a fucking thing with Kylie Jenner fucking bullying a girl. Like, it's just like, but she didn't take legal action off of y'all, but you're going after fucking common people. Like, I find it to just be like, you have no thick skin. Why do you care what we're saying?
Sure. I mean, they are clocking her shit.
And that's why I feel like this, absolutely, there might be some truth to this. Because if it wasn't, you just would laugh and be like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But instead, you're absolutely about to hire a lawyer and pay money for this? That's crazy. That's crazy.
And she's probably not going to do it, but just probably just like, you know, threatening, you know, like putting that out. But it's just like, that is insane.
It's embarrassing too.
It's embarrassing
yeah.
and sad, because like at any moment I would just be scared that he, like, you know, if he hears something about Selena Gomez, that he's gonna be on the next like private jet, like out of here. Like, I would not put it past him, you know?
I mean, do you think if he had a chance to get back with Selena, he would? Like, if she like, say, tomorrow called her and was like, I called off my wedding. You are the love of my life. I want to give it one real shot. You think he would say yes?
She better not do that, but yes.
That's crazy. He has a baby. He's a father.
Oh shit, I forgot.
In a marriage. Like, but you think he would say no?
I mean, he is, I think just where he is in his life. I don't know this man. I mean, I did see a picture of him. He's like looking a little bit better than he was like a couple weeks ago. But I just think that,
you think he would be like, yeah, fuck it, let's try it, and just blow up his whole life?
He would just be like, I'm gonna figure this out. Like,
the thing is, I feel like Hailey Bieber might stay with him still. Like, I feel like she would be pissed, and then in a couple years get back with him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's like, you are that gone. But I don't ever want to be that gone. It's like crazy, because I'm just like, girl, like, do you think she likes the guy that she's with?
Yeah, I do, and I think
why do you say it like that?
I mean, because I feel like I do. I think that she has made a choice that this is the guy she wants to be with. I'm not saying that she might not be better compatibility with other people, or she might have had deeper connections with other people if she had explored it. But I think she has made a decision as like a 32-year-old that like, this is good for me and I like it. So yes, I think she does love him. I think she understands that Justin and her cannot work and won't work because they were immature. There was so much hurt, like, you know, there were so many games, like trauma. I think she has had that realization. I think she's also dated plenty of other people where she's dated enough people to have an idea of what she wants. I think she also knows that she's Selena Gomez and can get whoever she wants. And so I say that to say, I do think she's making a clear choice. I think Justin, I mean, this man got married when he was young. Like, he made a choice out of desperation and just being like, it was a very rash decision, in my opinion. I feel like she, on the other hand, has taken her time, that like, I actually think she does want to be with him. I think he's interesting to her.
I sadly, like, I don't know. I just get a weird vibe with Selena Gomez. I just feel like she can be a little messy too, and I do kind of feel like it might just be like, you know, like, I want to get married, like, this guy worships the ground I walk on, like, I am, and it's crazy, I did see somebody online like talk about like, you know, she likes that she is like, you know, the center of attention. Like it is just like this is the Selena Gomez show, like when she's out with him or whatever. And I could kind of see that. Like, I don't know, but I just feel like these celebrities are weird like that. And, you know, it has been a while since, you know, Justin's has a baby now. Like, you know, like she might just be like, okay, I need to like really live my life. And, you know, I'm 32 now. I don't know. I literally don't know anything. Like, you know, like I do not watch, do not keep up with them. But just from my vantage point and just like seeing her vibe with him, like I could
see it.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like she's like in love and like, you know,
she
this
might
is like
not be.
Like I feel like she's kind of just like,
we're in the world of like,
let's just get married.
We're in the era of divorce too. Not era, but it's like divorce to celebrities is like.
Right. She's like, I need to
candy,
get, she's like, I need to get cracking. Like, I haven't had a marriage yet. Like,
I want to have a baby. Like, you know, we don't know, but it's like, I just feel like most celebrities at this point are comfortable getting a divorce. So it's just like, they don't see marriage. I wonder if they even see marriage as that big of a deal. Because they probably go into it with so much paperwork, that shit's so tight that ending it is a matter of signing something. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I wonder if marriage is even that serious.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess it's just
if you're smart,
you gotta have that tight paperwork, and if you don't, then it's a fucking headache. And
if
it still can be and it can still be a friggin' headache. Like, you know, just getting tied up with the person and like they're who they are drama, and whatever. It's like, and I don't know. I don't know. I gotta go look at somebody like break down their astrology and see what's going on with them.
She's not thinking it's too good, but I think, but well, regardless, it's like I know for sure my gut is telling me that Hailey and Justin will not last. This will. I don't think it will, and if it does, I think it'll be riddled with drama and trauma. But I don't think that it will be. I can't see it being healthy because I don't know any. I've never been married. But I can't imagine that a marriage that starts off where it's like on the wedding day, you are doing something so toxic that like it will flourish into something healthy or remain healthy because it's clear you didn't have that true of intentions if you're going to your ex on the day of your wedding day.
I guess I just feel like as long as Justin's going to be there, Hailey's going to be there. You know, like I do not think
sounds like our B&J.
Yeah, I do not think that she will be like that's the thing. Like sometimes with relationships like that, it's like it would always have to be the woman that's going to break it off, and you know. I mean, it's not always. I'm like speaking in like matter of fact. But it's just like, you know, there's plenty of situations where, you know, somebody just stays with somebody for a long time and is willing to put up with the BS because of, you know, now she has a baby with him. So it's just like, and we saw she didn't care before, you know? So it's like, she might just like, he's coming back. Like, or whatever. I don't know. I just could see as long as she's willing to put up with it and he's not leaving her, I think that
he
it
faces
could
the
last.
consequences for it, then why not?
And I think I think he would. I think that it could last. You know, like men do not want to be by themselves. He's always gonna want to like go try to be a family. You know,
like, they're awful. Try to be a family.
Try to be a family. You know, God. But it's just crazy that he I can't imagine being the celebrities. Like Justin Bieber probably hears about. And I wonder if he like looks at Selena Gomez, like all the news.
Absolutely.
That is not good, Alexis. That's not good.
I mean, he does. It's not good for his mental health, but he is not over her. Like, so yes, I'm sure he sees her and it's like, damn, she's really pretty. Oh, damn, I used to be with her. Like, oh my God, I wonder what she's up to. I wonder if she's happy. I wonder if she thinks about me. I'm sure because he's not over her. Like, it's clear. It's clear as day. I don't think he's ever probably resolved those feelings. Like, let's be fucking real. Like, I think that, and you cannot You
just like, what is so great?
You
like,
cannot escape Selena Gomez right now. So he absolutely sees her, and he absolutely has thoughts, but he probably tries his best to play it off. He has a family now, like he's a father, but he probably tries to make his wife feel very secure. I mean, there's been many times where he's posted on his IG story being like, "Stop leaving hateful comments on my wife's shit." I think at the end of the day, though, he is absolutely
he's always going to pay attention to her career,
absolutely, because doing. I think I mean, I'm not familiar, like I said, with like to the T of like a scholar of their relationship, but I remember "Lose You to Love Me" was the song that Selena Gomez had, and it sounds like he fucked up, and she had to step back. And so it's like, especially when you're the person who fucks up, I think there's a different level of like it's sticking with you than the person who was innocent. And so I do think he bears a little more probably trauma with it.
This makes me like really want to go do a deep dive because I feel like I do not know all this lore, and it's just funny that these young ass kids were out here acting so grown, and now acting they're
like 30-year-olds, young, like in love, honey. Yes. And this whole time it was just fucked from the beginning. But
yeah, I do want to tell you one more thing, Alexis, that I wanted to tell the audience as well. So you know how Jonathan Majors was on the Breakfast Club?
Yes.
So at the end of the interview, like Just Hilarious is talking about how there's like a movie that's called The Actor That Got Chased Around the City on Tubi. And so she's just like telling him like, yeah, like there's like whatever. She's like explaining this movie. And then he's like, wait, is this a real movie? And she's like, yes, it's on Tubi. So why did me and Danielle go on Tubi? Alexis, this is the most hilarious parody. It's like, it's got to be kind of parody, but they are literally, his name is Nathan Miners. Like, if you want a good laugh,
that's actually funny.
Alexis, they do it word for word, like off the recordings. Like he's like, yeah, like, you know, like I am a good man. Like I am a blah blah blah.
Yeah,
like,
I gotta see that.
He's like wearing the red hat. Like it's just absolutely hilarious. So please go watch that, Alexis. I will, because
that's ridiculous.
And like the white girl, like it is ridiculous. Like he is running from this girl all around the city.
Coretta Scott King. Do you know who that is? Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama's wife.
They even have like somebody that's like Megan. It's just
crazy.
It is just hilarious. It was kind of well done though. I can't lie. It was like 55 minutes.
That's hilarious.
Anyways, you guys, we will wrap it up right there.
See y'all next week.
Yes, make sure you guys leave us a review. Go down in our comments, check out all of our things, our Patreon, and make sure you guys DM us any topics that you guys would love us to cover. Lots more good things to come. We'll see you guys next week. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.